Let's say you make too much money to contribute to your own Roth IRA. If that happens, you can't contribute to your own personal pre-tax IRA. So what do you do next? This is one of the biggest questions I'm getting. I make too much for a Roth. My household income is too high. What do I do? All right. So if your household income, married, filing jointly, I think is around $209,000 adjusted gross income. If you make more than that, you don't get to use a Roth IRA, and it phases out for a little bit after that. If you're an individual, I think it's 140. You phase out after that, you can't use a Roth. If you phase out that high, you can't use a Roth. You can't use a regular IRA anyway. So here's some options. All these comes with asterisks. There are a lot more details, but this is just to get the thought juices flowing about where would I put my money if I'm making too much to put my money in a Roth or a pre-tax IRA. All right. No particular order. This is not an order of importance. None of these are recommendations. I'm agnostic. Everybody's situation is different, but here are some big places that you can start putting money if you make too much money to go into a Roth IRA. You can start doing conversions. So you could still get money into an IRA or a Roth IRA, by doing conversions from another pre-tax account. So if you still want to get money into a Roth IRA, you could do conversion. So that's kind of just a simple one. You pay tax, now you get money into the Roth. Non-deductible IRA contributions. You could still save into a traditional IRA, but the contributions are not tax deductible. So you don't get any tax deduction. The money will still grow tax deferred, but there's no tax deduction. So you'll have basis in that IRA, but that's still a place that you can save to get some tax deferral. Regular taxable brokerage accounts. This is a fine place to save. There's not really any IRS rules on when money can come out or how money can go in. You can just put money in and take money out. You just got to be subject to capital gains tax and potentially some income taxation if your investments pay income in that given year. But you can put a bunch of money in here if you want to invest. It's still a great place to do it. 401ks, obviously employer plans, you go pre-tax, you go Roth, you use the after-tax bucket. Pre-tax bucket, Roth bucket, after-tax bucket, it's a third bucket. You put money in there, you can invest it there, or maybe you could go into a mega backdoor Roth contribution in your 401k if your plan allows it, but that's an option as well. Life insurance, oh, big one. If you're healthy, you have good income, a good way to defer money is put it into a cash value life insurance policy, the proper type. Not all of them work, but maybe a cash value life insurance policy could be a place to diversify your exposure if you're already using a lot of these other savings areas. Some people are going to say annuities. They want you to say annuities so they can get paid, but I'm not anti-annuity. I'm just saying it's an option where you could put money if you're exploring other places if you make too much. Real estate. Maybe you want to buy a house. Maybe you want to buy a rental property. Maybe that's something that's interesting to you, but real estate is another option. Here's 7 options where if you make too much money to go into a Roth IRA or pre-tax IRA to get the deduction, you can invest still. You can build your net worth still by utilizing these places. The trick is figuring out where you're at in life, what's important to you, and then fitting you for the next step to save more for your retirement or your family or your future. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for listening.